Bonjour, famille.
So we are here at the galleries Lafayette, and we're just waiting for our macaron making class.
So you mean to tell me that we are going to learn how to make macarons in patty?
Absolutely. We're about to make some macarons. The class is at 5 p.m. It's currently almost 4 p.m. So we got here a little early. We're going to walk around a little bit. We'll show you guys around a little bit. And this seems to be the luxury brand building.
Yeah.
So a lot of beautiful luxury brands and things to look at. It's a gorgeous building. But we wanted to tell you guys about what happened to us on the metro on the way here.
Lord, my fight or flight just wore off.
Like, we almost got pickpocketed, guys. Like, that is the thing in Paris. There's a lot of pickpocketers around here. So you really have to watch yourselves. So, if you want to know what happened on the metro on our way to the macaron class, just keep watching.
So, meringue is something, it's a pastry in itself, the white thing you can find sometimes. So you have this pastry, or you can also use meringue to do something else. Another dessert, here it's macarons. You have few different recipes of meringue, but it's always egg white and sugar. So what is important for the egg white is to have them at room temperature. And if you can separate them from the yolk 1 or 2 days before, that's good. If you cannot, it's okay, the meringue will still be good. But you need to have them at room temperature, that's really important. For the sugar here, it's regular white sugar. So start with this one. You can try other sugars, but I'm not sure you will be able to do it all around with it. So not every sugar works. So egg white, 2 types of sugar, and almond flour. It's gluten-free. If you want to try something else or you don't like almonds or you're allergic, I don't know what, you can try to replace it with the other nuts. So when you do a meringue, you need a whisk. It's by whisking that you will come from egg white to have something very fluffy and white, because you can add lots of air inside the whisk. So you can use this kind of mixer or any brand mixer. You can use a hand mixer. If you don't have any of that and you really want to make macarons or meringue, you can just whisk with a whisk. It takes a long time. But that's how they used to be. They used to be not too much. So everything will be well mixed together. You won't have little balls like this one. Don't do it too much or the almond flour is gonna start to become a paste. So just 10 seconds is good. Then you have to cut the top of the piping bag. So here I'm using a knife. I'm showing you also because you're gonna have to use it for the pistachio ganache, at least for those who never tried to use a piping bag. So you have the knife, you cut the piping bag at around 1 centimeter from the top of the nozzle. To be sure nothing is going out, because it's open, you can just twist and put it inside. By doing that, you're blocking everything. Then you turn it around again. So you can use your fingers to grab what's on the spatula. If you have something that shape at home, a glass, whatever it is, it's very useful to replace your hand. Put it inside and then you have both your hands to do something. So then I'm showing you my way of taking it. You can find your own way. So I'm using my strong hand, so I'm right-handed, the right one. If you're left-handed, the left one. Put it in the middle of my hand. I block here with my thumb, so it doesn't go out that way. I twist a bit if I need to put some pressure in it, and then I can just press with my right hand. One tip if you're using parchment paper, only parchment paper, it's useless with silicone. Parchment paper flies in the oven, so if you don't want it to fly back in your macarons, you can glue it with just a little bit of the macaron. So you don't need much. Straight up. I'm only using my right hand. I can use the other one to guide me, but I don't press with this one. So I only press here. So I'm at around 1 centimeter from the baking sheet on the table. I just press, I stop, and I try not to go up, try to stay up. Try to lower. Yeah, and you stay here, don't go up. Stop. Yes.
Good job. Beautiful.
So you can make 2 here also. Stop and yes. Stop. Yes, good. So you do that for 2 reasons. First one is that you have bubbles of air inside. So by tapping, some of them will go out. You can see little holes here. That's the bubbles of air. You can take a needle and get rid of the holes. It's just that if I touch now one of the macarons, you can see that it's very sticky. So if you let them dry, it's not going to be sticky anymore. So you can touch it like that, very gently. You need to do that because you still have bubbles of air inside. They will want to go out in the oven. If you have that kind of skin crust on the top, bubbles won't be able to go out on the top. They will push the top and go on the edges. So for this one, I'm going to give you the chocolate, melted chocolate, and you're going to whisk it. So you whisk with energy, you whisk until you don't see the butter anymore. And the color is lighter, so more like milk chocolate and not dark chocolate. You need to see the difference of color, chocolate color. So you don't spread it, you really put it in the middle, because then you take the second shell and you slowly push and twist. And it's by doing that that it's going to spread to the edges. So you stop pushing before it's going out.
Alright guys, so we'll take this one, put chocolate in the middle, and then we are taking the second one and spreading it as right as just as Miss Stacy did.
I think you can put a bit more. Yeah, you do. That's enough. Yeah.
Okay.
I gave you only one. Mistake. So for this one, I'm going to give you the pistachio paste, and you're going to mix with the spatula. So you just mix until well, everything is well mixed together, so it's easier than the chocolate. When it's done, you can use the piping bag and the nozzle to pipe it into the shell. Also for this one, it's the same. If you have more than for 2, you use the mixer. You put everything in the mixer. It's going to be easier than if you're doing it.
Merci beaucoup. Alright fam, so for me, it does smell good. It smells like very buttery and sugary, like the start of a really good pound cake, fam.
I know I like pistachio macarons.
So what I would say, fam, is I'm using like a painting method. So like I'm getting it all on the spatula, and then I'm painting it into the bottom.
That's what I'm going to do.
You want to be friends?
Do you like me, yes or no? Check.
Yes. Yeah, so that's the best method that I found. It's like a painting method. So I'm painting it on the bottom. Then I'm gonna work to squeeze it down. use my knife too, fam. Hope you guys can see it. Let's see if that will help me. For the front edge. Oh, not doing way to see it. So I'm holding it here. I'm using my knife to get the rest of it down in there. Yeah. How you doing over there, mama? We're going to use this method right here. Get ourselves started. Alright, so I think this is vanilla, guys. Coming in. It's such a small bag. Let's see what we got. Ah, it's beautiful looking, bro.
How you doing?
Just gonna come back with this on top. Perfect little macaron sandwich.
But you can see if you touch nicely, you can see that it's going on. So it's not sticky, very sticky, but it's not really dry. So I think that if you want to try, so I think that 15, 20 minutes more, you can keep them at the maximum 3 days in the fridge. You can try more, but be careful if you have buttercream, it's not good to keep that too much. And if you have too much macarons, you can freeze them. So you can freeze just the shells, or you can freeze the entire macarons. When you buy them, most of the time they are frozen, so you can do the same at home. Macarons are very good for that because it's a pastry, you can freeze and it doesn't change the texture or the flavors. So you take them out of the freezer, just back to room temperature, and it's just like if you had made them. I'm going to give you the recipes so you can check if you have questions. And then, if you don't want to eat them now, I'm going to give you some boxes so you can carry that.
Alright, we just finished our macaron class. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. She was very knowledgeable. We learned a lot I did not know about making macarons. I didn't know it was that labor intensive. Not really labor intensive, but just a process to it.
For sure, it was not too many ingredients so fam. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's actually pretty simple.
overly certain that you guys can handle this one at home because you guys are dope home chefs.
We are not going to try our macarons yet because she said it's better the next day. But they last up to 3 days in the fridge, so we'll probably try them tomorrow when they have time to marinate.
Alright fam, so we get on the train and there's like a guy just standing, and it was odd that he was standing because there were like just plenty seats on the train. So that right there was like red flag number one. Then again, he does not seem touristy or American or whatever at all. He didn't necessarily seem Parisian, but even still, he didn't seem like a tourist. He seemed like he knew exactly where he was going.
He didn't have anything with him. He was just wearing a jacket and jeans.
Yes.
And like a t-shirt.
And he had like a cell phone in his hand, and then he had like this key with something else on the key, and he kept like kind of
fidgeting.
He was really
like the whole time.
very fidgety.
Walking around and just odd.
He wouldn't make eye contact. Like if he tried to make eye contact, he shifted really quickly to look away. In addition, let's see what else. Then he took he was standing near us at first. Then he saw me looking up at the train stops, and he took a selfie with the train stop thing. So that right there was like my first huge red flag. Why are you taking a selfie with the train stops in the background? So he's being odd dude. Then he shifted to the other side, and again, just really, really shifty dude. So I had already told Stacy, I was like, hey, if he gets off and we get off, we're just gonna stop, and let him go. So he for sure got off and we got off, and then
exactly, which red flag number 2.
Yep, that was red flag number 2. And then so we just pulled to the side to a seat and acted as if we were getting our stuff together. Then he walked as slow as he possibly could. Like it was like 4 seconds in between picking his foot up and putting his foot down. So then we had to make another decision.
Like he was walking very slow. Like,
Yes.
Very slow and still fidgeting with whatever he had in his hand.
Like slow.
like literally as if his legs did not work.
And so,
okay.
yeah. But then, like, I was like, nah, let's just hang back. And then Stacy realized, all right, everybody else is going.
Yeah, because a lot of people were just kind of passing
Just
by
walking through,
us.
walking through.
And so I was like, well, let's just kind of walk with the crowd.
Yeah.
And so we did that. And then he was kind of like in front of us. So then there was like I thought it was an exit, but don't said we weren't supposed to go that way.
We weren't supposed to go that way.
But,
it's like a stairwell to our right.
Yeah, it was
and he was
stairwell
still in front of
that was
us.
wide open. So I was like, well, let's just cut this way since he's already in front of us.
Facts. We cut down the stairwell and he turned all the way around as we cut down the stairwell. Like he was clearly trying to target us for something. But he didn't know it was from the A.
We'll dip out on you real quick.
Been to New York, been to Paris, been to Cancun. Like we already know the game, my G. And so now, then guys, okay, I know this is getting long, but then, so we doing our little thing, and then we get down those stairs and we see it's clear, and I just keep like, you know what I'm saying, watching my six, checking around, and then we're going up some stairs, then like I'm still like heightened senses, flight, then kicked in, and then I trip.
And he grabs my ankle as he's tripping. And I was like, oh no, he got him. The gremlin got him.
My knee still hurt, y'all. Lord Jesus.
I was like, are you okay?
I was like, yeah. She was like, you need a minute. I was like,
yeah, just keep going.
I was like, now we gotta walk this off. Hey fam.
Oh, this is too much.
Hey, cannot make this up. Real life, true story. You're welcome.
The time we almost got pickpocketed.
Hey parents.
Yeah, if you guys want us to make macarons, make a video, then hit that like button and make sure you are subscribed because we do videos like this all the time. And if you have not seen our other videos in our Paris series, then go check those out. In fact, there's one right here.